Hello everyone, this is Admiral Platovsky bringing you Atlantic Fleet, Single Battle, Custom Battle. I won't do the description just now. I will start off with adding the correct ships. Yep. Gotta add the right ships in this time. I have the suggestion open right in front of me. Hopefully I won't mess it up this time. So we want three Liberty ships. There we go. So we want 3 of those. That's what the suggestion says. There we go. That's 3 Liberty freighters. 1 troop transport. There we go. 1 troop transport. 3 C3 freighters. There we go. Yes, 3 of those. And 1 more. There we go, so that's 3 of those. 2 T2 tankers. No, we've gone too far. There we go. 2 T2 tankers. And escorting this rather large convoy, we will have the Royal Oak. Alright. Now for the Axis ships. Really put a smile on my face when I read that. I quote, that 11-inch gun torpedo-sensitive G-Wagon. Very nice. I think that means that refers to the Gneisenau. On this 11-inch gun torpedo-sensitive G-Wagon. I can't really get over that. It's brilliant. But yeah, alongside her we'll have the Admiral Graf Spee and the light cruiser Köln and 2 destroyers. The Z-17 and the Z-39. There we go. The Z-39. So initiative is given to the British. The weather is evening and rain, so let's do just that. Yep. Evening there. Right. In the description, while escorting convoy SA3G, Royal Oak encounters Task Force S. Right. Yeah, let's get right into it. So here we are with the Royal Oak. Let's have a look at the original positioning of the forces. Alright. So, I think what I'll do is have the Royal Oak go flank, harder starboard as well. Move the Royal Oak along. And we will be targeting the... I think we'll go for the Admiral Graf Spee first, simply because she is the closest ship to us. I have noticed that these well, not just German ships, but the AI-controlled ships in general, they're much more accurate at close range. So for that reason, it's kind of compulsory pretty much. Shoot! Oh, that was close. Right, merchants, you go to flank and try and get out as best as you can. My guess is that they'll all go for the merchants. Yeah. Yeah, they're not paying attention to the Royal Oak. It may not be the most logical... Oh, hang on. Oh, hello. May not be the most logical choice, but I don't mind it. Now, the interesting thing is, as you saw here, the Gneisenau went for one of the merchants, but the Admiral Graf Spee went for the Royal Oak. Now, is that because the AI is using some tactics to split the fire, have Gneisenau pick off the merchants and Admiral Graf Spee goes for the Royal Oak? Or is it because the Royal Oak was firing at the Admiral Graf Spee? Right, we can unleash a devastating broadside, hopefully. Right, how are we? 12.3 was really long, they're saying. Do I agree with that? Not super long. I'll drop it by... I'll go down to about 11 or so. Shoot! Alright, we have somewhat hit the Graf Spee. What's been damaged on this freighter over here? Nothing, they've just set fires. I see. Graf Spee, any damage? AAA with light damage. But we've found the range that we need to use for the Graf Spee, so... so that's good. Hopefully we can really capitalise on that. Oh, here we go. Oh, come on. Really? That's what we're doing? I think the Admiral Graf Spee's captain must have radioed or sent a message across to the Gneisenau that, yeah, we're going to need some help. We're going to need a little bit of help. I don't like the Z-17 destroyer. They're getting a little bit too close for my liking. I'd like to at least sink the Admiral Graf Spee before the destroyers get close enough to launch torpedoes. That way, I have to switch targets anyway. Right, what's been damaged, if anything? Nothing, but that fire I don't like the look of. Let's drop down to 2/3. We'll go 10 degrees to port. I want to keep all these guns in, you see, so that's why I'm doing that. Right, 11 was pretty good. I will drop that down to 10 point... I'll go 10.5. Shoot! Go on. Right, excellent. So that's the A turret destroyed. And the AAA destroyed. So, what do we do now? Do we... I think we should switch targets then, maybe, even. I'm just thinking. Yeah, I think I should switch to the Gneisenau. Because they're not going to fire at us. They're not going to be able to fire at us. At least not now. So for that reason, I do think it would be best to switch to the Gneisenau. But I hate switching targets halfway through a battle. I don't like it. I don't want to do it. It's just... It's wrong. A Z-17 with the audacity to fire at the Royal Oak. Well, they're brave, all right. I suppose if we knock out the Gneisenau's front turrets as well, that also won't be too bad. Well, you know, Right, and they're saying that was really long. It wasn't really long at all. We got a great shot away. Interesting. So they're saying Oh, right, I thought they were saying 10 point something. Right, we'll go for the Geyser now. I know, I don't like switching targets. I know I shouldn't do it, but we kind of need to. Shoot! Hopefully we score some hits, maybe. One hit on the bow. Not really that great. How's this C3 freighter doing? They're actually doing quite alright. They've put one of the fires out, and there's nothing, none of the key components are damaged. Oh, hang on. No! Close. That's close. Grafspay with none. Oh, they're all going for the Royal Oak now. That's annoying. Cole scoring 2 hits. Oh, I'm being overwhelmed. I am being ever so slightly overwhelmed. I've got this destroyer closing in that I should be firing at because of their torpedo risk. But then I've also got the Geyser now to fire at because, well, you know, bit obvious. They're still a little bit too far away, I think. So let's switch back to the Geyser now. Maybe do a slight 10-degree turn, perhaps. Right, so they're saying 11 was good. I don't agree with that. I think 11 was a little bit short. So for that reason, we'll crank it up a bit. Shoot! Right, so we've damaged them. I'd like to think that's caused some sort of damage, but they were hits high up in the superstructure, so not brilliant. Oh, here we go. No! Right. I was about to say. Oh, they've put the fire out already. Oh. But yeah, I suppose they were hits high up in the superstructure, so it's not too surprising. Torpedoes or not yet? Not yet. They're turning though. They want to do it. They want to do it, but oh. I think I'm going to have to go for the destroyers now, annoyingly. We can go back up to flank, though. Right. We have to go for the Z-17, unfortunately. We have to abandon our attack on the Geyser now. Let's just check the damage. Have we dealt any damage to them? Oh yeah, we have! Main spotter, aft spotter, main radar, aft radar destroyed, and starboard secondaries with, it looks like, light damage to me. So we have done some level of damage to them. We have to switch to this destroyer though, because they're going to put torpedoes in the water, and I can't really allow that to happen. Not really. It's not really something that that I can allow. Shoot! So those were long. Go on, we'll do one more 15-degree turn and then we can have all of you try and get out. Oh, not good. Not good. That's good. Secondary explosion on the Admiral Graf Spee. I do get the impression that the Royal Oak will suffer tremendously. They're firing at us. But I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. I know what their game is about. And they're about putting those torpedoes in the water to make my life a misery. Well, back to 2/3 you go, to prevent that fire from spreading, hopefully. Right, 8.0 was really long, they're saying. Now they're saying 5.9. Shoot! Right, good hit. Is that going to sink now or not? They're going to stay afloat, aren't they? Oh... Come on, all those 15-inch shells and they're still staying afloat. Well, at least they've obscured their rear turret! Yeah, we're devastated. We're not going to win this one. It's too much. It is too much. So the Royal Oak is going to be scuttled, I can already tell you that. No! No! That's exactly what I wanted to avoid! Ah. I bet I'll sink them on this turn as well. We've just put their torpedoes in the water, now they can go. Well, how badly have we been damaged? Oh dearie me. We can't do this. We're not going to be able to do this. They're going to sink the convoy. I have to go up to flank and I have to turn in. Otherwise we're gone. It was too much of an ask, really. Too big of an ask. Go on. Shoot! Oh, now we sink them. Yeah, now that they've put their torpedoes in the water, we sink them. I'm not feeling confident. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, freighters. You're gonna be obliterated. I'm really sorry. We may have, well, really badly damaged the Admiral Graf Spee. We may have even sunk one of the destroyers. But this is just too powerful. They're a bit too powerful, I'm afraid. More torpedoes or not yet? Oh, for goodness sake. Just in case those don't hit, we'll go with that one then. We'll go with those. Let's just check their damage. Final damage for the Z-17. Propulsion pumps, A turret, forward torpedo tubes, heavy damage, AAA destroyed. It doesn't really matter though, because we're gonna lose this one. Like I'm sorry to say it, but we're gonna lose this one and lose it pretty badly as well. I mean, we're trying to, but it's a bit of a hopeless task at this point. Right, what was number 4? Number 4 was 8. Let's say 9.2. I'll go maybe 8.9. 9.0. Shoot. We've hit them, but unfortunately it's not gonna be enough. Here comes one set of torpedoes. Now hopefully we miss these. Hopefully we turn one more time and we're able to dodge. Oh, that's a really good salvo for them. That's devastating for us. It's too much. It's too much. I'm sorry. It's too much. There's no way. I thought that the only way I thought I could win this was if perhaps they went for the merchants and they basically paid no attention to the Royal Oak, but clearly they are paying attention to the Royal Oak, which means as a result we're getting absolutely hammered. What damage have we caused, if any? Propulsion light damage, pumps, forward torpedo tubes, AAA heavy damage. It's not really that great though. We needed much, much more than that. Sorry to say. Shoot! Just one turret firing. And we've missed as well. If we had 4 shells going, we could have done something about it, but this just... No, this is terrible. I mean, we've missed the torpedoes. That's good. There's one more set coming in here, though. We're limited to just our forward guns. Oh, Admiral Graf Spee with her secondaries as well. I'm thinking whether it would be a good idea to perhaps switch to the Geyser now. Because I could launch a, well, not a broadside at the Geyser now, but certainly something. If we have a look at the Geyser now, yeah, they're over there, so yeah, we could do. Now the question is, do we go for the Z-39 one more time to sink her, or do we switch to the Geyser now immediately? I think I will. I will stay with the Z-39 just to make sure that there's no more torpedo risk from them. Right, good. So the Z-39 has been sunk, but unfortunately, I've got a feeling the Royal Oak is going to be sunk pretty much any second now as well. Thinking whether it would be, do we go for the Geyser now, or do we go for the Admiral Graf Spee to finish her off? Oh. As soon as we lose the Royal Oak, it's over. More torpedoes? Unbelievable. And we have to stay on course, because otherwise we'll hit this one. Let's hop over to the Z-39 and see what damage we've done to her. Pumps, B turret, aft torpedo tubes, heavy damage. Forward torpedo tubes, light damage, AAA destroyed. But really, what's the point? We're gone pretty much, as it is already anyway. Alright, very well then. We'll turn and we'll try our best. We'll do what we can. Oh, can we not even fire at the... What about the Graf Spee? Nope. Nothing still. Right, well, the only thing we can do, really, at this point is... Oh, we don't even have a suggested elevation from this. Oh... I guess they're saying 7.1. I'll go 7.3. Shoot! It's something, at the very least. I mean, it's one hit, but realistically, if this wasn't the last salvo, then, you know, we're going to be very quickly approaching the last one that we'll fire. Right, so there goes the A turret then. So we literally can't do anything at this point. It's too much. It's too much. We've got these torpedoes incoming from the Colne. Nope, I'm sorry. We have to make smoke and we have to turn. Because now we have to avoid this one and those. We've hardly moved. We're not going to get those rear turrets into the fight. In that case then, I'm going to do these freighters all individually. put them on the absolute best course for them to escape, really drag it out and make it not very easy for the Germans at all. Having said that, the only thing I'm doing here is just being a hero, if anything. The only thing I'm doing is delaying the inevitable. Because the Royal Oak is getting sunk, like there's no question about that. But unfortunately, the tankers, well not the tankers, the merchants themselves won't be able to defend. Once the Royal Oak goes, basically, we might as well scuttle the ships at that point. But I never scuttle ships, I never do that, that's just not in my style. So we've missed those, but goodness me. Nope, they're fixated on finishing off the Royal Oak. I don't really blame them for that. I don't blame them. So Colm scored a couple of hits. Yeah, we're not gonna do much now. Damage, propulsion, pumps, port secondaries, heavy damage. A turret, B turret, AAA destroyed. It was too big of an ask, really. Having said that, because we're moving so slowly, if I turn to starboard, perhaps we'll be able to dodge the torpedo anyway, because we're not going to move much. Let's try it. Actually, could we not maybe turn those turrets around enough to target the Gneisenau? I'm going to gamble and say yes, we can. Oh yes, right. We've got we've got 2 turrets left. My guess is they won't last long, but we can at least do something to them. 7.3. 6.0, they're saying. I'll go down to 6.7. I'll aim for their turrets as well. Might as well. Shoot! What? I'm sorry, what? What just happened? Oh, whoa. What? We've just... How? How on... I'm sorry, I'm speechless. What that was quite possibly the most perfect shot ever. Oh my goodness. And Gneisenau has been sunk. Pumps heavy damage, A turret heavy damage, AAA heavy damage. Main spotter, aft spotter, main radar, after radar destroyed. Port secondaries light damage. How on earth did that happen? We've taken them out. They're gone. I can't believe it. We sank the Gneisenau. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I can't believe that what just happened here. I can't. Genuinely cannot believe what just happened. Like, what? I was hoping to destroy a turret or 2, but, well, 2 was being optimistic, but at least 1, hopefully. And yet, here they are, they're gone. Completely gone and sunk. What we saw here was Gneisenau got Bismarcked by the Royal Oak. I mean, say what you want to say, but... damaged, yes. Potent. Very much so, yes. Dodge. Oh, we're going to get hit by that torpedo. Not great. Not great. We could lose the Liberty freighter as a result. Having said that, we're probably going to lose all these ships anyway due to gunfire. Well, here we go. This has really thrown in a wild card here. I don't believe it. And I will continue the turn. Can we just about point those guns at the Graf Spee? No. What if we... Oh no, there's no way we can do anything now. And the secondaries are out of action as well, so we can't use those. Yeah, port secondaries heavy damage. Not good, not good. We're going to have to let her go like that for one turn. Let's see, you carry on. You also carry on forwards. I don't want them to sink the Royal Oak, though. Can you please stay afloat? Would be much appreciated if you could. You are this convoy's only hope. If not, the convoy gets obliterated and sent under. Because there's no question about it. If the Royal Oak is gone, well, I say if is being optimistic, but if the Royal Oak is sunk, that's it. The convoy is defenceless. So those torpedoes have passed us. Oh no, 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 no! Oh no, they're gonna finish us off with torpedoes. Or not. Well, she took a beating. That's all I'll say. She took a right beating. Propulsion, pumps, port secondaries heavy damage, after spotter, after radar light damage, A turret, B turret, AAA destroyed. She doesn't want to sink though, that's the thing. She wants to stay afloat. See, look. This is what you call one stubborn sinking. She's refusing. She's like, no, we can continue this. Well, we pretty much can't do anything now. Except move these freighters along. Move them all individually. Just in case there's any torpedoes. But there doesn't seem to be. So this will just basically be a gunnery exercise for the Germans now. Having said that, it's... I'm not sure if you can really... Can you call this a victory? I guess in terms of tonnage, yes. There's no denying it. But they lost the Gneisenau. Oh, here we go. There's more torpedoes heading that way. Well, it doesn't make any difference now. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Unfortunately, the light cruiser will be fast enough to catch up with all of these. And I don't think we've damaged the Admiral Graf Spee I don't think we've damaged the Admiral Graf Spee enough for her to be able to not be able to catch up with these ships. Here we go. I mean, it makes no difference now. They've been sunk. So they lost the Gneisenau, they lost the two destroyers. And they've got the Admiral Graf Spee with, I would say, medium damage at the very least. Like, the front turret's destroyed. There's holes in the side of the ship. I think they'll have to bring her back to port. That's a real shame, though. It is. Can we at least get some of these away, though? That's what I want to know. I doubt it. I doubt it. The only thing I can do is try and run away with them, as you would. But, no, we're not going to be able to do it. So this will be a really long video. Quite a boring one as well, actually, because this will just be me trying to get away from the Germans. So I am actually debating just, should I or should I not? Using their secondaries. I mean, I'm not sure. Do you want to see this? Actually, I'll do a compromise. I don't think you want to see the Germans do a gunnery duel. Well, not a duel. A duel would imply I'm firing as well. I'm not sure you want to see the Germans do a gunnery exercise like that. So, I'm thinking I'll record up until the Royal Oak sinks, and then I'll cut it out and just basically skip to the end. What? They're launching torpedoes? We're going to lose all these anyway, just keep running away. More torpedoes from the Admiral Graf Spee. So they're long. I'm guessing they were aiming for this Liberty freighter. Move these along. We're going to lose these ships. So there really is pretty much, well, on the one hand, I know we're going to lose them, so I'm not, dodging and weaving and, doing all that stuff. But then on the other hand, I still want to believe that we could at least save a couple of them. Because if you have a look, Colin's at 32 knots, Admiral Graf Spee is at 25 knots, Royal Oak is at 0 because she's been sunk. Yeah, I mean, there's just nothing to say. Nothing to say. I am strongly debating just scuttling all these ships. Because I know what's going to happen. Like, they're going to... There's no way we can win. There's no way physically that we can win. We've got quite a lot of ships here. They've not sank any merchants yet. They've only sank the Royal Oak. See, look at that. Royal Oak sunk, but we've got the Gneisenau now and the 2 destroyers. I mean, I am... You probably will call me delusional if I'll say that maybe we can get to 40,000 yards and then they'll leave combat. More torpedoes away. Well, there's just one this time. More hits from the Colne. I mean, keep going. Keep going. Maybe you'll save 1 or 2 of them. Although it's not looking very promising at the moment. We will eventually get out of range of their secondaries. Unless... Well, actually, yes, we will. That's when they'll open up with their big guns, which they've still got. Right, so that Liberty freighter's crippled. Oh, that is such a big shame, though. I actually thought for a second there, I thought when we got the Gneisenau, I was like, oh, hang on, maybe we could make this work. Maybe we could pull it off. But no, unfortunately, it was all a bit too much. Yeah, this one can just get hit on the stern, because the stern's like the second strongest part. Sure, we'll get propulsion and or steering damaged, but... Oh. But we can take a hit on the stern like that and still stay afloat. I'm not going to make it easy for them. No way. I'll try and save any ship I can. Oh. Well, there goes my theory about being able to take a hit on the stern without sinking. I'm actually quite surprised by that. I actually thought we could have survived. Well, 2 Liberty ships have been sunk. So another 2 torpedoes in the water. Just run. Run away. Maybe even dump some cargo overboard so that you can run quicker. Save the crew at least. And I guess the ship as well. You live to fight another day. You could be put in a convoy with a larger escort perhaps. Oh yeah, let's check the damage on the freighters. Steering heavy damage, AAA destroyed, and then the other one. Can we see the other one? There's the other one. Another Liberty freighter. Propulsion, steering heavy damage. Right. Just run. Run. It's hopeless, I know, but it's just instinct. It is just instinct at this point. Like, you hope at least that you could at least maybe run away. Doubt it, but... Well, that's the T2 tanker hit. Oh my goodness. Well, maybe I won't have to wait that long for them to sink everything. Maybe in a sort of strange turn of events, they could put us out of our misery a bit quicker than I initially thought. But I don't want to be put out of my misery. I want to save these ships. I don't know. This will be a victory for them, there's no denying it, but they have lost the Gneisenau and they've lost 2 destroyers. So it's at a very, very high price. It certainly wouldn't be sustainable. Like, if this was part of a wider campaign, this certainly would not be sustainable. They were losing a battleship for every convoy. That means they'd only sink 4 convoys in the entire war. Because they'd have the Scharnhorst gone in one, the Gneisenau gone in the other, and then Bismarck and Tirpitz each for 1 more. But this is a big convoy. I don't know, I haven't totted up the tonnage, but it's a big one. The Liberty freighters are 14,000 tons, and there's 3 of them, I think, so that's 52,000. No, 42,000, my bad. The T2 tankers, there's 2 of those, I think. So that's another 45, that's about 100,000. Troop transport is what? 12 and a half. So it's about 110. And then the 3 C3s, I think they were 8,000 each. So yeah, you're looking at around 130,000 tons of shipping sunk. Thereabouts. And that's not including the warship tons. But I keep going back to it. They've lost a battleship as well. And ultimately, I think if this would get reported to German High Command. I think if you reported this back to them, they wouldn't be pleased, even though you've sank the convoy. I mean, yeah, sure, you've sank over 100,000 tons of shipping, but you lost the battleship. You lost the Gneisenau. And 2 destroyers as well. But I guess you could make the argument that destroyers you could replace quicker. But even then, just because you can replace it quickly doesn't mean you can, throw them away like that. Pretty certain if you were given the choice, do you A, throw your destroyers away, or B, try and keep hold of them, you'd choose the option to keep hold of them, especially when you're faced with an opponent many times your size, as was the case here. Because it is worth mentioning that the German Navy was 10 times smaller than the Royal Navy. Kriegsmarine had nowhere near the number of ships that the Royal Navy had. That's why a loss of a battleship for the Royal Navy was bad. It's bad for any navy. But it's not catastrophic. Whereas for the Kriegsmarine, the loss of a battleship is catastrophic. Because they only had 4 of them. Like I've said this before, they only had 4 battleships in the entire war. I suppose maybe, possibly, you could sort of count the Admiral Graf Spee, the Deutschland class, as pocket battleships, but that's where you sort of get into muddy waters. We say, well, why don't we say that the British could count battle cruisers as battleships as well? And their numbers go up as well. Like it just gets a bit muddy. The water gets a little bit muddied. So for that reason, I just go strict and say if it doesn't say BB, it's not a battleship. And even with this though, the Admiral Graf Spee wasn't sunk, but they're going to have to bring her into port for repairs. Pretty certain they won't let her sail with the front turret destroyed, not damaged, destroyed. Unable to run at top speed, and all sorts of other damage, holes in the side of the ship. Excuse me. Right, that's possible underwater hit there on the tanker. Those look good. They've set a fire. You do not want a fire on a tanker. That's like it's like maybe not a golden rule, but a rule. You don't really want that on a tanker. You don't want it on any ship, but especially so on a tanker. You also don't want any hits on a ship. Oh, no. Well, there she goes. That's a T2 tanker sunk. Final damage, everything. Propulsion, steering, pumps, heavy damage, AAA destroyed. So how many ships have we got left? We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ships left. 3 have been sunk. The Royal Oak has been sunk as well. Really not good. Really not good. But it was always going to be a tough fight. always going to be a tough fight. Like, you can't look me in the eye and say that was a balanced fight. Like, you just can't. Overwhelming advantage, I would say. But, you know, that's the way it goes in wartime sometimes. Like, you're not always going to get a fair fight, a balanced one. You will sometimes get one side completely dominating and the other side having absolutely no chance at doing anything. That's just the way it goes sometimes. Mind you, historically, if we're going to get really pedantic and accurate and into it, I would say that even with the firepower that this fleet had, I don't think the Germans would engage, because they would be aware of the risks of doing so. I mean, I think the worst case scenario, I don't think any of us could have predicted the magazine detonation. I think that was a complete surprise. You can't really control for that. You can't predict for it. But I do think that they would have agreed that they would have suffered damage. Oh. There goes another Liberty freighter. That's the third one, isn't it? AAA destroyed and they're sinking. But anyway, as I was saying, even the Germans would say that we would still suffer damage from an encounter with the Royal Oak. There's no denying that. Even if we managed to sink them quickly. Oh, here we go. We're out of range of the secondaries, so now they're using their main guns. Even damage from the Royal Oak would mean the Gneisenau is sent back for repairs. And then you get into the whole tricky business of, well, there could be bombing raids that could damage her further, the shipyard could get bombed, there could be a shortage of materials, you know, all sorts of things. You really want to keep a ship undamaged in service for as long as you can. Yeah, if the Admiral Graf Spee is using her main guns, these ships won't last long at all. Well, the Colne has started firing on the troop transport. There really isn't much I can do. I mean, that's my only option. I can't even make smoke with these ships. The only thing I can do... Oh, there goes one. Is that the troop transport as well? It is. Right, we'll check the ship that has just blown up and sank. Check her damage. Was it this one that just blew up and sank? Yes. C3 freighter. Pumps heavy damage, AAA destroyed. We don't have a lot of ships left, do we? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just those 4, and they've sunk 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5th one, so more than half of the convoy has been sunk already. Just try. Try and get out as best as you can. Even if we save one ship from all this, I will still say it was worth it. You save the crew members, and you also save the ship and the cargo it was carrying. But I'm not feeling very hopeful of that happening. Nevertheless, I have to at least try. I've got to at least give it a go. They are moving away from us. Yeah, but the Colne's moving right towards us. They're basically right next to us. Yeah, so even if we get beyond the range of the Admiral Graf Spee, the Colne can still finish us off. And quite easily as well. And at this range, it's very much plunging fire. So, you know, that increases the amount of damage that's done. It's hopeless. It's completely hopeless. I really did think, though, that if the Germans concentrated on the merchants for long enough, we could maybe have gotten away with it. But they're not. They haven't. I weren't having any of it. Oh, no, no, no. This is really, really bad. Maybe the Admiral Graf Spee is going back to port because they know they're damaged. So they're not staying in the fight for longer. They can clearly see the coal and there's more than enough to finish the job. I suppose that could be what they're doing. It'll also answer a question that I've just come up with now. I've turned the option for the enemy to disengage off, but once they reach a certain distance, can they just leave combat, or are they forced to stay in no matter what? Well, we'll find out. Unless, of course, they turn back and they start chasing us or something. But then if they chase us, they can't use their front turret, so it's really not that useful then. The good news is they're missing, but it's not really good news in the grand scheme of things, is it? There's more torpedoes being launched, so we're going to have to dodge those. Everyone go harder port. I'm not making it easy for them. If you think I'm going to give away merchants like that, you are mistaken. Having said that as well, this is basically a sneak preview of what me playing the Battle of the Atlantic will look like as the British. Expect really long episodes, long and drawn out, because I'm not prepared to sacrifice any tonnage. Oh, that's annoyingly really good for them. It's a really good salvo. Keep going though, keep going. Do the best you can. Right, I think we'll have missed those. We'll do one more hard turn and then we can just carry on straight again. We're turning, so this will mess with the Admiral Graf Spee's aiming even more, hopefully. Or not. Or yes. Maybe it will. Oh, come on. Even more torpedoes still. Right, is that the Colne? It is the Colne. Alright, I'll just move them individually. You can move forwards because you're fine, you're pretty much on course. You're stuck turning, but I was going to turn you anyway, so that's fine. Oh, I wanted to turn you, but your steering is heavily damaged along with your pumps. Propulsion light damage, AAA destroyed. The only thing we can do then is move the ship along. Really not good. Oh, here we go. Are they turning? They are turning. They want the action. Maybe they've realised that there is no more escorts nearby, so they're not at risk. Oh, I've just noticed that torpedo there. That's gonna sink us. Oh no, they've sunk us with gunfire. Well, the troop transport's been sunk. Propulsion light damage, steering pumps heavy damage, AAA destroyed. Ascending order, I see. Least severe to the most severe here. Yeah, we never fired a shot at the Colne, so they're completely undamaged. Is it just 2 ships we've got left? No, 3. We do have 3 ships left. We'll do one more. We'll do 15 degrees to actually turn them somewhat. There we go. Right, at least the torpedoes will miss. Maybe jump. That made me jump. I was like, what? Who did that hit? But that ship's been sunk already, so ultimately it doesn't make much difference. It's like kicking someone who's on the ground. They're gone. There's no reason to do that. Oh, here we go. Oh, they've hit this undamaged freighter, which is now damaged. Oh. We're not going to do it. We're just not going to do it. They're going to sink us completely. The only thing we can cling on to is say that we sank the Gneisenau and 2 destroyers. That's the only thing we can, use to cheer ourselves up with. Which I guess in real life, it probably would be enough, because you'd say, well, they lost one of their battleships. That's a quarter of their battleship fleet gone. Gosh, I've said this for the 3rd time now. Ugh. I'm trying to come up with... I'm trying to not cut it out, like this whole chase. I want to see, on the next turn, I will want to see how far away the Admiral Graf Spee is. Because if they're like 40,000 yards away, then actually, you can't, like if you turn the enemy disengage option off, you can't leave combat ever. Is that the Admiral Graf Spee? 41,000, yeah, so... Yeah. Maybe it's all the ships have to be 40,000 yards away and then you can disengage. I don't know. Either way, in terms of tonnage, very successful engagement for the Germans. It won't take them much longer to sink us at this point. Yeah, they're going for this C3 freighter, I think. We've only got 3 ships left. Is it 3 or have we got something else? It's 3. I mean, we could try and turn away, expose less of a target perhaps. I want to see if all our ships are 40,000 yards away from the Admiral Graf Spee or not. 42,000. They are. Oh, T2 tanker is getting its speed back up. 15,000 from the coal, and I'm guessing the Admiral Graf Spee is even further. 36,955. Just move forward. You're on fire. You're going to blow up pretty soon. Very soon we'll be reduced to just 2 ships. I'm thinking, can we get beyond the range of the Admiral Graf Spee's gun then? Because that is a very high angle of elevation, and that is plunging fire, so... Well, we can, I think. It's just that it'll take a really long time. Oh, that hurts. Not good. Pumps. Oh, never mind. But yeah. Oh, there's literally light, heavy, and completely gone. So propulsion, no damage. Steering, light damage. Pumps, heavy damage. AAA destroyed. Well, we can't move this C3 freighter. What we can do is try and get 1 C3 freighter out, at the very least. Possibly a T2 tanker, but I'm... Who am I kidding? I'm not going to get either of those ships out. They're going to miss, my guess is. Yeah, these distances. They're not going to be scoring many hits. Unfortunately, the colon is much closer. Well guys, it's just you two left. I'm sorry for not sinking the attackers. I did what I could. I did the best I could. But it just wasn't good enough. Sometimes your best just isn't good enough, and that's... oh... that's really quite horrible. When you gave it absolutely everything and it still wasn't good enough. Just keep running. Keep on running as best as you can. It's not really running if you're at 2.6 knots, but you know what I mean, like it's... for the purposes of this, it's running. That was close. Well, is this the salvo that sinks the T2 tanker? No, it's not. We've managed to dodge. Although it's not really dodging, is it? It's just moving forwards, desperately trying to get away. That is a high elevation on that gun. Really high. Oh, is that a hit? Oh! Wow. From 40-odd thousand yards away to score a hit, that takes some going. Look at that. So they score a hit with the Admiral Graf Spey from 40-odd thousand yards away, but then they miss completely with the column, which is what? More than half that, less than half that distance away. So those were short, quite clearly. Are they turning away? I'm not sure why they're doing that, but either way. Can we save this C3 freighter though? That's what I want to know. I don't think we can. I think the colon is way too close. And the Admiral Graf Spey is coming back. They're coming back in such a way that they can close the distance and also use that rear turret. Right, well they've obscured their front turret on the colon. I'm not sure what they're going for with that. Ouch. Mind you, they could turn back instantly. And then they'd have all three turrets again. Right, they can't fire then. Right, they're trying to close the range to be more accurate with their shooting, and then open fire again when they're closer. Just run. Run away as best as you can. Yeah, they're coming back. Colon's turning even further now. Finishing off the T2 tanker, and then they'll presumably move on to the... yeah, they'll move on to the C3 freighter. So we're not going to save a single ship, despite our best efforts. Oh, that's a real shame. That is a real shame. Here we go. Hit straight away or not yet? You can see how long the shells take to travel, but that's just evidence that we are very much within range. How far away is the column? 22,000 yards away. Let's check the damage on the T2 tanker. Propulsion light damage, pumps heavy damage, AAA destroyed. Just desperately try and get out. Unless they turn in and they're like, yeah, we're not gonna let you get away either. Because that's really far for a light cruiser to fire. It may be far, but it's still within range. See, they're always long. This is all my turn consists of now, just moving the last ship I have forwards. I mean, I guess you could say you could move it backwards, but you could also move it, you could also turn with it, but it's still tragic either way. It is still tragic either way. But we're not letting them have anything. If they want something, they have to come and get it, and they have to fight for it. Mind you, the amount of resistance we're putting up is basically nothing. So it's more of an inconvenience for them at this point. So yeah, they're turning in, they're trying to get closer so that they can be more accurate. And that's actually closer than they were before. They've almost straddled us then. Come on, I know they're 14 knots faster than we are, but we're still going to try and make a run for it. I know it's illogical, I know. But, you know, but you sort of tell that to the crew. Like, oh, I'm going to sink your ship because it's logical to do it. Like, no, like, try and save it. Try and save it regardless. There's going to be a hit, I think. Yeah. A hit and a fire, just in case you had any doubts. Just in case you thought I was lying to you. There's a hit. There's a fire. Oh, they've obscured their rear turrets. They can still fire at us, and they're still closing the range very quickly. They're over 14 knots faster than we are now. Yeah, 14.3 now. So yeah, this is going to be walk in the park for them once they get close enough. To be honest, it was already a walk in the park as soon as they sank the Royal Oak. But I guess even then you could have said that, oh well, if I get far away enough from them, maybe they'll leave combat. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the smartest thing to come up with. It wasn't the smartest plan, but you know, it's a desperate situation, and you know what they say: desperate times call for desperate measures. It's just more instinctive. You're willing things to happen. You want them to happen. You're like, you know, trying to manifest them in some way, even though you know the likelihood of them actually happening is very small or pretty much non-existent. I mean, I know these freighters had anti-aircraft guns, but we can't use them in this situation. The only time the merchants use the anti-aircraft guns is, well, when there's an enemy aircraft about. You can't actually use it to fire at any ship. Which is a real shame. I mean, I would like to do it. I would like to do it. At least score some kind of damage. Maybe set a fire somewhere. Just anything. But not. Well, that's not available to us. So they're long again. Although we are burning and we are slowing down, so they've done what they needed to do. I reckon even if they maybe don't score any hits now, we could still potentially lose the ship. Because that fire can cause a secondary explosion, which then sees the ship blow up completely. Well, that's not something I wanted to manifest, but there we go. That's what's happened. Triple A with heavy damage, and that's it. The last C3 freighter, last merchant ship has been sunk. Oh, dearie me. Well, action report on the British side. The battleship Royal Oak was sunk for 29,150 tons. 3 merchant ship C3 freighters were sunk for 8,000 tons each. 3 merchant ship Liberty freighters were sunk for 14,300 tons each. 2 merchant ship T2 tankers were sunk for 22,500 tons each, and 1 merchant ship troop transport was sunk for 12,400 tons. On the German side, the battleship Gneisenau was sunk for 32,100 tons. The heavy cruiser or pocket battleship Admiral Graf Spee received medium damage. The light cruiser Köln received no damage, and the destroyer Z-17 was sunk for 2,800 tons. And last but not least, the destroyer Z-39 was sunk for 2,600 tons. That's, I think, my worst score ever, minus 115,950. But we did some damage to the Germans as well, as I was saying before. And that is all from Admiral Bladowski for this video. If you enjoy the content I put out, leave a like and subscribe. If you have a custom battle suggestion that you'd like me to turn into a video, drop a comment below, and just like this suggestion was turned into a video, your suggestion will also be turned into a video. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for the suggestion. I hope to see you in my next video, hopefully with a better conclusion. Bye bye for now.